As the first rays of sunlight gently peek through the curtains, I awaken to the thrill of a new day. But what is it that gets me out of bed with such a strong sense of joy and anticipation? Let's delve into my experience and explore how behavioral learning theory, expectancy motivational theory, and my level of self-esteem intertwine to shape my enthusiasm for that early morning trip to the cafe. Join me as I take you through a visual journey of my mornings, capturing the essence of waking up early and indulging in the simple pleasures of buying a coffee at some of my favourite local cafes with some of my other coffee enthusiasts. The promise of that first sip of coffee lingers in my mind. I make my way to the cafe. I feel a rush of excitement and energy. The simple act of waking up early and heading to my favourite cafe has become an integral part of my daily routine, thanks to behavioural learning theory. Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. It is 7 a.m. My alarm's just gone off before I have to go to the cafe and get a coffee and then go to work in 2 hours. So I thought I'd just let you know, behavioural learning theory assumes that learning takes place as a response to external events. So classical conditioning occurs when a conditioned stimulus, such as setting an alarm or stepping out of bed, triggers the desire for a coffee being the conditioned response. I've formed a very powerful association between waking up early and the pleasurable experience of buying a cup of coffee from my favourite cafe. On that note, let's go grab today's morning coffee. Stimulus generalization occurs when stimuli similar to the act of waking up, such as the time of day, the environment, or specific cues associated with the morning, like sunlight or alarm clock, also elicit the conditioned response of craving a coffee. Over time, the sensory cues of the cafe, such as the upbeat music, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, and the friendly greetings from the baristas, have become paired with positive feelings, reinforcing their behavior of waking up early and heading to the cafe. Repetition increases the strength of the associations and prevents the decay of these associations in memory. Instrumental conditioning is the focus on how our behaviors are shaped by the consequences they produce. It's all about learning through trial and error. I'm motivated to perform behaviors such as waking up and buying a coffee daily because it results in a positive outcome and rewards me with boosted energy, increased alertness, and enhances my mood. The other side of instrumental conditioning is that we learn to avoid behaviors that lead to negative outcomes or punishments. For example, if I miss my morning coffee, I tend to lack energy, mental clarity, and usually get withdrawal headaches, which is what brings me back every day. Good morning, guys. It is now Wednesday, 7 a.m., and I'm actually off to coffee with my friend Amelia today. As I approach the counter, I can't help but smile in anticipation. Motivation is the process that leads people like me to behave as they do. It occurs when a need is aroused that a consumer wishes to satisfy. There are two types of needs: utilitarian needs that are functional or practical, and then there's hedonic needs that are experiential and involve emotional responses or fantasies. Coffee fits into both these categories, as caffeine is a utilitarian need. However, the idea of waking up and buying your coffee goes beyond functionality. Motivation is an internal state that activates goal-oriented behavior. My goal is to purchase a coffee, but my motivation is the positive effects that surround the experience. I am driven to buy a coffee every morning to shake my tired actual self and become my energetic ideal self. I catch myself all the time saying things like, "Oh, I can't make my bed," or "prepare for work" before I've had a coffee. Expectancy motivational theory comes into play here. This occurs when behavior is being pulled by expectations of achievable, desirable outcomes and positive incentives rather than pushed from within. The positive expectation of sipping a delicious cup of coffee and engaging with the friendly barista fuels my excitement. I believe that this visit to the cafe will result in a satisfying experience, and that expectation motivates my behavior. I'm driven by the anticipation of a rewarding outcome, making each visit to the cafe an eagerly awaited event. When tensions arise between two incompatible motivations, consumers experience motivational conflicts. In my case, this could be buying a coffee daily versus financial motivation due to the expenses of coffee. Motivation can be intrinsic or extrinsic. Buying coffee is both. It's intrinsic due to the personally enjoyable aspects such as the feeling of waking up early, walking to a cafe, smell and taste of a morning coffee. The motivation can be extrinsic due to the physical effects of caffeine and behavior it drives, such as productivity in my work and studies. It's not just the taste that brings me joy. It's also a sense of personal identity and self-expression associated with the morning ritual. In the realm of consumer behavior, the self plays a crucial role. The self is how a person organizes their thoughts, feelings, identities, and motives in an interactive system influenced by self-reflection and the personal view of their characteristics. The self-concept are the views a person holds about their own attributes and how they evaluate these qualities. Self-esteem refers to the positivity of a person's self-concept. Social comparison is the process where a person tries to evaluate his or herself by comparing it to people depicted in artificial images. For example, the photos I see online of productive, organized people taking selfies with their morning coffee. By waking up early and treating myself to a cup of coffee, I align my actions with my personal identity and values. This is also my social identity, where I seek to affiliate with others and belong to a group. There are some products brought to be consistent with our actual self, whereas some products are bought to help us reach an ideal standard. If I sleep in, skip this morning ritual, and arrive at work or uni late looking and feeling unorganized, it's common I face self-consciousness, a personality trait that makes a person very aware of how they appear to others, therefore lowering my self-esteem and my perceived actual self. Waking up early and walking to the local cafe shop is a reflection of how I choose to start my day, and the importance I place on self-care and holding a sense of productivity. This alignment reinforces my sense of self, adds to my enjoyment, and contributes to a positive self-image.
Through the lens of behavioural learning theory, I've come to associate waking up every morning with my morning iced latte. Expectancy motivational theory drives me forward as I eagerly await my morning cafe experience. My self-esteem is boosted daily as I align my daily values with my daily actions. Each morning as I embark on this journey, I feel a renewed sense of purpose and can start the challenges of a new day.
Thank you for watching my weekly vlog of grabbing a coffee every morning. I'm about to go get my yummy almond milk iced latte. Happy Friday, guys!